Hello and welcome to Cutting Words. I'm Brad Thompson, and today we're going to cover Chapter 1, the Witchlight Carnival, in the adventure The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So this is my guide series to DMing the adventure. Check out my Session 0 video event already, and also check out my How to Write a Backstory video as well for players. If you are a player, however, these videos are for DM's eyes only. There's spoilers here. Turn back now. All right, it's just for Dungeon Masters. Okay, so here when we left off from Session 0, we're on to Chapter 1, the Witchlight Carnival, and players would have gathered here, feeling the pull, the tug of what they've lost from 8 years prior, with the carnival returning. So with this, just a note up front, every NPC pretty much has roleplay cards at the back of the book. These cards have some additional roleplay notes for all the various NPCs. However, I wouldn't stress out too much about them. I personally didn't end up using them. You can ditch them, as each NPC, apart from the hags later in the adventure, none of them are recurring. So you can feel free to ad-lib and make any changes on the fly you want to make, or roleplay the characters however you like, based off obviously what they need to achieve and what their purpose is. And don't feel too worried about that, as they're never going to show up again. So I wouldn't worry too much about the roleplay cards. But you feel like you need the extra prompt, you want the extra something there to help give you some inspiration how to play the character, then by all means. But yeah, I wouldn't stress out about them too much. All right. Another change. So straight away when they arrive, the mysterious benefactor Eliwick Tumblestrom, having gotten their tickets already, I would cut that whole aspect. She's gone. So when they arrive, it's so much stronger having players get there and having to roleplay with Nicholas Midnight, the goblin proprietor, running the ticket stall there. And ideally you want to push hard for Nicholas to get them to take a deal, so they get their ticket for free, but they have to, ideally, the compliment one's a strong one of those options there, and that will lead them into the influencing the carnival's mood hook straight away into the adventure. And it's so much stronger than just going, here you go, someone mysteriously got you the ticket, and the payoff for that may not ever come up, or if it does, it's not that strong a payoff. This mysterious person who bought a ticket, it's a bit weak. And so this is not a good payoff for that. And it seems way better just to roleplay with the ticket booth operator. Yeah, I say just cut that whole mysterious benefactor business altogether and just do it that way. I mean, Eliwick is great if for some reason the players have gone completely off course and never made it to Chapter 2. They never finished up Chapter, they get stuck in the carnival and get lost. You can still deploy her, bring her in if you need. If for some reason the players completely go off the rails and never make it through to the Prismere, but that's unlikely to be required. And if you need to do that, you don't need to seed the failsafe. You can just do the failsafe. That is Eliwick. Just get rid of her. She doesn't add anything. All right. Next up is the when they arrive with entrance wishes. So again, ideally you'd have their wishes and desires kind of noted down on their character backstory on the outset from Session 0. And so you can just completely confirm, right, it's the same as your sheet. Probably will be at this point because the game's only just started, rather than to pause the game to get people to think what their wish, their desire may be. So that's all good there. And then after that, then the carnival. You're good to go. So you can lead the players to it at that point. Perfect. Your job is done. Have a coffee. So You just need to sit back and just respond to what players do now once they're in the carnival or want to interact with a ride. You got the map laid out, you got everything, the scene set. All right, and just respond. Easy peasy. Now, with that, so players may just draw sort of random wides, none of them which happen to trigger Kettle Steam, which is the main plot you need to kind of get trigger to get things kind of really going, is they need to catch Kettle Steam, and so they need to go onto the scent. So you can leave it for a bit and do some rides and things, but if you feel the things starting to lull, or the players are completely lost, or happen to never trigger a Kettle Steam encounter, I recommend a little floating one I came up with, just to I can trigger whenever I want. I can deploy this when I feel the mood. There's a bit of a players getting a bit lost, or there's a bit of a lull. Okay, we need to get them back on track here. All right, deploy a crying child. So they hear a crying child going, help, help. Some horrible crow person has stolen my candy. This crow person's come up and literally stolen candy from a baby. I mean, you can't get more bad guy obvious than that. Crying upset. The mood of the carnival is clearly dipping down right around this child. Clearly this is something that should hopefully draw the player's attention, and then the child will point them in the direction of where they saw the crow person disappear to with their candy, and pointing towards one of the other rides that has a Kettle Steam encounter to get them on that trail. Like the Dragonfly ride is a good one. So get them to point towards that one, and then players will hopefully then head in that direction, and then boom, suddenly they're on the Kettle Steam trail, and they'll hopefully catch up the Kettle Steam in their encounter, or future one, they get pointed in the direction the Kettle Steam goes. They get on that trail, capture Kettle Steam, and then can get the information out of Kettle Steam about Zelbina being their archfey fairy godmother, and the players should then recognise, oh, that's our fairy godmother too that went missing 11 years ago, and oh, maybe we're on the same side here, and then they can team up and work with Kettle Steam and get onto that plot thread of the main plot being stealing the Witchlight Carnival pocket watch from Mr. Witch. So you kind of need that to trigger to really get that going strongly. So yeah, something you can do just to get them on the trail when required. The other change I'm making the carnival is the carousel ride. So the puzzle itself is fine. I mean, you can simplify that depending on your audience, and you can change things there, the puzzle-wise. But the information it gives is too much too early. It actually gives the whole adventure away. The whole game is given away on the outset before you're like, hold on, I don't know what's going on. We just started this adventure. This is session 1. Why this carousel unicorns telling me like all the information about the big bads, their weaknesses, where to find them, how to do this stuff? Like, whoa, that's too much information too early. Players should work for that and feel like they earned it throughout the adventure. Drip feed that out, not just lay it all out to them straight away. And it's like, okay, I didn't know anything about this, but I guess now I know absolutely everything about this now. Okay. It just seems, it's very strange. So I would cut that right back to reward, and because it feels way more rewarding to having sort of figured it out and learn it throughout the adventure rather than getting all up front. So instead, I did a quick change of just going each player running the unicorn, once they've solved the carousel puzzle, gets to ask one question, and the unicorn will answer that question. So they may still get some of that information depending on their questions, which is fine. It feels way more rewarding because they asked for it as opposed to just randomly given a whole handout of information, which are ridiculous amounts of information. So they asked for like, where's my lost thing? They can get that then. Like these hags have it, this coven or whatever. But rather than them just getting randomly handed everything on a silver platter, let them earn it a little bit. They ask a question, they can get some of that information, and then the rest they'll pick up throughout the adventure. It just makes it a lot stronger story-wise. Otherwise, the whole chapter 1's pretty solid. Sit back, respond to them, run their rides. They'll eventually go on the trail there, getting at to eventually get into Prismere. Yes, so with chapter 1, they should definitely go into the game pretty much knowing nothing. And by the end of this chapter, they should know they're heading to the Feywild domain of Prismere, ruled by the Archfey Zabona. Zavilna has been missing for a long time. What I seek can be found in Prismere. And that's it. They should be still pretty much in the dark about most things and how the Feywild works at this point. They should learn that during the adventures in the Feywild, start to pick out that information. They should definitely start off stumbling in the dark a bit. Outsiders going in. Okay? This, there's that whole outsiders experience coming in, and there's a whole, you're doing your discovery and learning about the Feywild as you go. That's the whole point of this adventure. Just giving too much too early, not as strong, and you definitely want to just kind of drip feed that and let them learn, discover these things throughout the adventure. Don't give them too much too early. This chapter for me took a single session of 3 hours in length. But if you have a particularly completionist group of players, or they're really enjoying doing all the rides, like my group didn't do all the rides, they did some of them, I can see this chapter taking twice that length. 2 full sessions, easy, maybe 2.5. But I wouldn't see it going much longer than that. But otherwise, already onto a group, 1 session, easy. Just want to get onto the main story, by all means, 1 session, off they go. So yeah, that is chapter 1, Witchlight Carnival. Have a bit of fun, ease them into the adventure, and yeah, off you go. Okay, so this has been a chapter 1 video for the Wild One Witchlight. Hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and I'll catch you in the next video when we go over chapter 2. Get into the Feywild. Here we go. All right, until next time. See ya.